Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Say hi, say hello, so that we may get to see you, that we may get to know that you are watching us. Say hi. We are waiting for you, our viewers. Just say hi, that we may get to see you. And please tell us where you are watching us from. You are welcomed. You are welcomed, everybody, to Ann Crides channel. Welcome, say hi. I can see that there are already 4 people who are watching us. Please say hello, that we may get to see you. And we send a shout out to you. Welcome, welcome everybody. We are waiting for you. Our viewers, we are waiting for you so that we may share this interesting topic together. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, thank you. We don't take it for granted. Please continue joining in. Say hi, just type the word hi that we may get to see you. Hi, Joy. Watching from Germany, you're welcomed. Alice Mombi, thank you so much for joining in. Hi, Teresa, you're welcomed. Firis Wanjiro, thank you so much for joining. Phyllis is saying that she was watching us from Kenya. Thank you so much for joining in. Continue joining in. We are waiting for you, our viewers, so that we may get to share this interesting topic. We may tell you what we know and you tell us what you know. Welcome, welcome everybody. We are waiting for you. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on wherever you're watching us from. Rose Wangeshi, thank you so much. Rose is saying, Tante Africa, and Anne, hello. Somebody say hello to you, Tante.
Hello.
Our viewers, welcome, welcome. We are waiting for you so that we may get to start together. Joseph Njoroge, you're welcomed. Present from Kenya. Thank you so much for joining in, Joseph. You're welcomed. Our viewers, you're waiting for you, that we may get to know about the differences between the pets at home, that is Kenya, and pets in Germany, and how the Germans treat them, how we treat them back at home. You're welcomed. Thank you for joining in. Say hello, that we may give you a shout out. You're welcomed. Continue joining in. Join in, join in. We are waiting for you. In a few minutes, you're going to start. Thank you for joining in. Is it morning? Is it afternoon or evening, wherever you're watching us from? Here in Germany, it's almost 8 in the evening. What is the time at your place? Please continue joining in. We are waiting for you. Our lovely viewers, we are waiting for you. Please join in. You're welcomed. You're welcomed. Welcome, so that we may share this interesting topic together. Please share, so that they may get to remember that we have a live session today. Share it with your friends, that they may join in. Thank you so much. I can see that more are still joining in. Marafiki organization. Thank you so much, Marafiki, for joining in. You are the next. You are the next on this platform. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. So we are going to start. Our lovely viewers, most of you, I'm sure you saw the posters that we were sharing around. Today we are going to talk about how we treat our pets and the differences between pets that we have here in Germany and the pets that we have at home. Would you please tell us what you think about pets, and do you have a favorite pet? Our guest, please introduce yourself. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. My name is Patricia, and people know me mostly as Tante Africa. I stay in Germany, and yeah, here I am to support a sister today as we talk about pets, the difference of pets in Kenya and the pets that how people treat pets here in Kenya, in Germany, and the difference of how we learned, pets are to be treated back home. So it's an interesting session, and people may think, was that the only topic they could have chosen from? But you just sit there, and there's more to these pets. There's more to these pets, and I'm sure you will get one or two things how good these pets can be in our life.
Our viewers, please tell us if you have a pet, or maybe do you wish to have one? Tante Africa, do you have a pet? And what kind of pet
I don't know
have?
what we call it. Oh, it is really a pet because we don't have it at home, but we have a horse. So we keep it. Doesn't stay with us in the house. So we have where it stays. And yeah, that's our pet, so to say. It is a big one. It is a big pet. And as usual, here in Germany, we don't call them, horse, dogs, and all that. So our pet is called Olivia.
Wow, Olivia, what a nice name. Is there any story behind the name, or is just a name from, maybe you can tell us if there is a history that is related to Olivia, or how did you come about to get this name Olivia?
Where we first of all, my daughter does training with the horse, and so where we bought the horse, the mother of the horse used to have a German name called Hildegard or the Hildegard. I don't know how to pronounce that name well, and so that is through that name, I think it has a connection with the great mother, and so to the next generation, that is how the horse was given that name Olivia, because the great grandmother was called, for the horse, they also have a family circle, so was called Olivia, and that's how the horse got the name Olivia.
Wow, that's very interesting. Our viewers, continue joining in. Joy Kreide, you are telling us that you can't wait. Yeah, it's an interesting topic we are going to share a lot. Rose Wangeshi watching us from Jamhuri. Welcome. Sifira Njoroge, you are very much welcomed. As for me, I have pets. Actually, it's not one. I have two parrots.
Oh.
I had the idea of bringing them here with me today, but I thought that it would be very noisy. One of the pet is called Jofap. Like, it's named after the names of my kids. That is Joy, Favor, and Prosperity. Like the first letters of every name. It was actually our first pet. And my kids really loved it, and they thought that it is very lonely. They had this idea that maybe we can also find another bird of a similar kind for companionship. So we also brought in another one, and we called it Brew, because it has like brew flowers or brew colors on its body. And that's the history of our animals. Tante, are you amazed by the differences or how people treat pets at home and how people treat pets here in Germany? Do you notice some differences between the two? Maybe you can share with us some differences that you see.
Of course, the difference is very big. And comparing to why do people buy their pets here in Europe, and why people do buy pets in Africa, the difference is big. Some people buy for companionship because maybe they are alone, the kids are alone, so they need something to keep them busy when they are in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And like for our situation, my daughter was a very quiet girl. And when we moved from one town to the other, so she had lost a lot of friends that she knew from kindergarten to the school. And so when we moved here, we noticed that it has really affected her than we thought. And so the teacher in the school started noticing that our daughter is not very active. And so we thought of activities that she can do so that she can be more active in in her own free time.
Okay.
And so because I am not a person who would want a pet in the house, so we were given an idea by one of the doctors. She said she just needs something to give her a duty that she will be doing after school. After I go to school, what do I do next? And so for us, it was a situation that I don't like pets in the house because, one, I have an allergy of the animal hair. I don't like it, so I cannot stay with it in the house for long.
Okay.
And so we thought of an animal that we can have, it's ours, but it does not stay with us. And that's why we came with the idea of the horse. And really, to say the truth, that you may not understand the connection because we did not grow with this connection of animals and human beings so much. We only knew that when our shosho have not the pets, but the cow they keep and the goats where they have the connection, but we did not have the pets to keep to the house. And I can tell you it really helped us, mostly with my daughter, because she met new friends where she go for the riding. She made new friends. She was more active. She had something to look forward for. And the connection between the two, my daughter and the horse, is just amazing. So it is just something that you cannot imagine that can bring life back to a person the way we didn't know it back home. So as I sit here, I can say through the animals can really, really do a great change in somebody's life, mostly for the kids.
Wow, that's very nice. Our viewers, please tell us if you have a pet, or do you wish to have a pet? And if you wish to have one, which kind of pet? Like, for example, for me, I really wished for a rabbit. But somebody told us that when you keep a rabbit at home, as you know that here in Germany, most of us don't have the big houses and a big garden where you can keep all these kind of animals that one wishes to have. So we were advised that a rabbit, that the pee from a rabbit usually stings. And it is not possible for one to put a rabbit inside the house. For this reason, we had to go for option B, and that's why we decided to go for parrots. But I remember, like, when we were dating, my husband and I, he used to have a dog, like a puppy, that was so cute. And he used to live with it in the house. I did not like it because I thought that it was not a good idea to have a dog at home or inside the house. For this reason, we had to dispose it, or we had to look for somebody who was going to take over the puppy, although I really liked it. But because of the feathers and the kids, that we have kids now, it was not possible to put that puppy at home. Like, I usually see the differences between the animals at home and the animals here when one has a dog at home. Okay, the most loved pet actually at home I see as it's a dog. Or Tante, would you object that?
Yeah, I think it is the most housed animal in Kenya, so to say, the dog. And maybe the cat overtaking it, but the dog is, like, now at the moment, dog, they're taking the cup since ages.
Yeah, it's true. Like you see at home, people use a dog or keep a dog as a form of security to secure their property, to alert them when there is something that is dangerous, or maybe a thief who wants to trespass, or a stranger who wants to trespass into their properties. But how are dogs you kept for here, or for what reason are dogs kept for here? Tante, would you please tell us what you think about the dog?
Yeah, we still have people that who keep dogs for security here, but not as many. Most of them, they keep the dogs as a family member. You know, they are like, it's just like the way you would have 4 kids. So if you have 3 kids and a dog, the dog is part of the family. So they are kept as part of a member of the family. They are not treated, badly or though. So they are really, I know a family that even during Christmas time, they buy for the dog also a Christmas present when they are shopping for their son. So it is part of the family. It is a member of the family.
That reminds me of a lady that was talking about herself in the US in a certain movie that I watched. She was saying, it is all about myself and my baby, and people were so excited because they thought that she had a baby, only to realize later that she was talking of a dog, referring the dog as to baby. So you can imagine the connection that is between the animals and the people there, or some people who keep pets. It helps in making them busy. Some of them keep pets for security reasons. Please, our viewers, can you tell us what you think? Maybe what are dogs kept for? Are they for security purposes, or it's only because they want them for fun, or what are they kept for? Like for us, Tante, we opted to keep the birds, the parrots, because we thought that it is easy to move around with them. For example, if we want to go for holiday, we put them in a cage. We can just take them along with us. We don't have to burden anybody else, like telling somebody or friends, telling them to look after our pets, to feed them. We thought that it is a simple task wherever we go that we can carry our pets with. Why did you opt to put a horse, or what was the reason?
She had we tried so many things because we had no other option of an animal that she can connect with, because we didn't have a chance of an animal that we can keep in the house.
Okay.
And I'm one person who that animals for me are it's either they are bringing meat or milk, or they can chase away the thieves. No other. But with time, I'm changing my mind, because even when we are planning for holiday, I'm always the first person to ask her, and have you talked to the person who will be taking care of our horse? So it really, there's that connection. It comes so automatic that you feel like there's that animal that needs you. And if you see the way animals behave, for us, we didn't grow being close to the animals. Even the dogs, we used to chase them. You have a cat, you just throw a stone for it without any good reason. So so when you have an animal that you get in touch, because sometimes I also go watch my daughter do the training and all that. And as the more you stay with this animal, it becomes part of you and part of us. Really, I think I wouldn't even choose another animal for my daughter. She's so connected with it that I wouldn't have thought the animal can be this. Actually, when we go there, she doesn't need even to call it 2 times. She calls, and the horse turns, and it comes towards us. It is just an amazing connection that it's not easy for somebody who has not grown to that connection to see it happening and you believe in that. Now I can attest to you that it is an amazing one. But yeah, we love our horse, so to say. It's not called horse. My daughter keeps telling me it's not called a horse, it's called Olivia. So we love
Okay.
Olivia. Yeah.
Tante, I remember there was a story that you were telling me about. Maybe you can tell our viewers this story so that they may at least have an imagination of how Germans are related to their pets, that maybe you thought that it would produce kids and you'd sell them. And yeah, maybe you can tell our viewers so that they may get that imagination of how much
You
people
know,
love their pets.
yeah, they love
Very interesting.
they love they have for their pets, and mostly for the kids is too much. And I can't remember exactly which story I shared with you, because there are so many animals that are kept here in Germany. Some are, animals that you can't believe, that we come from Africa, that their houses, because we have even people who keep animals like snakes, crocodiles, all these animals that you wouldn't think that somebody can keep in the house. We have them here in Germany. But I remember when I was new, I went to visit a family. They were our neighbor, and they had chickens. And the chicken had, they had also, names and a
Okay.
very big album. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the hen, I don't know whether it is the hen, it was so old, yani imekauka miguu ni kuzeeka and all that. And so the boy was so amazed, explaining to me, this is my pet, it's called like this, it is this old. And I said, why don't you, this is too old, why don't you just cook it and make a soup out of it? And the boy looked at me, those was of, hey? And they were so scared, because I told them, for us, these are chickens, this is meat, you don't have to keep it for years here.
Yeah.
And so anytime I would go to visit them, they would always go outside and count their chickens, so that thinking that maybe Tante has gone with one to cook. And so I remember one time I went to visit their house, and I found all the children crying. And I was like, oh, what is wrong? And they told me the name of the pet. Like, they told me like, Susie is dead.
Okay.
And so I thought Susie must be a person, because they were really crying.
Okay.
And I said, oh, that is so sad. And later I decided to ask, and who is this Susie? Where does he stay? And because I thought it is a family member, because I had even forgotten what the animals' names are, the chicken names. I wouldn't have any.
You can imagine, yeah.
Big interest in them. And so I started, feeling with them. And because the kids were so crying, the mother was crying, trying to tell the kids it's not a problem, everything is okay. But in between, the mother, as she was trying to console the children, he said, no, don't worry, I'll tell the doctor to leave some feathers for us so that we can have them as remembrance.
Okay.
That is when I checked, this Susie might not be a person in real.
Yeah.
And I asked again, which Susie are you talking about? And the boy said, that is one of the oldest chicken that I had said it should be made.
With it. Okay.
Has died. And I was sitting there thinking, Yani, I have wasted all my time, having pity on these kids, the way they are crying. It is because of a chicken. And at that time I was new here and I could not see the connection. But I think now I would take any, such thing with another dimension, because I've grown to see how these animals can be of great help to people. I've seen the connection. I've seen so many dogs that are trained here for blind people to help them. I've seen dogs that are treated, are trained to help the old people, to open the door, to go get the letter when the letterman comes at the door. They know all those things and they are trained. So these animals, they become part of that person family, and they play a big role, a really, really big role. They are amazing. Yeah.
That's amazing. Our viewers, did you hear that there are some dogs that are even trained to help blind people, like they can go to the letterbox and pick the letters for them and guide them in different ways. So you can see how important the pets are. So I'll give some people here shout outs. Phyllis Wanjiro, I don't have a pet now, but I had a dog. It was very friendly. Died many years ago. I still miss that dog. Oh, sorry for that, Phyllis. Sylvia Wanjiro, hello. And hello, Sylvia. Thank you so much for joining in. So, Tante, you can imagine that here in Germany, some pets, when one has to travel with the pets like the dog, one must be having a passport for the dog. I mean, that dog cannot go inside the aeroplane without a passport. So you can imagine how
even even the doctor clinic card, for all the vaccination the dogs have, the animal has taken, may it be a cat, a dog, or they have to have even the vaccination card. And maybe to tell our viewers back home, it's that most of these people that keep these animals, you have to go thorough scrutiny from the government to prove that you can keep that animal, because you have to be taking it for the checkup. You have to be, when it's sick, you have to take it to the doctor. So it is really a thing that you have to be really sure of. You just don't give it any food. They have their own food that you have to keep buying and all that. And so it is not something that you can just wake up one day and say, let me go get a cat. Like, in Kenya, you get from the neighbor. The neighbor's cats give 7 kids and they start asking who wants a cat. And that is how you end up being a pet owner, just because the neighbor cat got some babies. And here it is a process to register a dog in your own house as well.
I remember when I met my husband. By that time he was my boyfriend, and as I had told you that he had a pet, and that was a puppy. One day he told me, Anne, I have not paid for the insurance. You have to go and pay for the insurance. And I was like, you mean you have to go and pay for the insurance for a dog? It was shocking. Here, like animals like dogs or every kind of pet that you have, you must pay for insurance. It must have a passport just in case you want to travel. It must have a card, doctor's card, to show that it is fully vaccinated. And most of them, actually, even when you are doing like going for shopping, the way people usually go for shopping, they do shop for them. Food, and maybe it's favorite food or meals or whatever. Our viewers, please tell us your opinion, what you think of pets. Tell us what you think of pets. Do you see the differences between the pets at home and the pets that we have here in Germany? Also, the animals that are kept in the park, like the animal park. Tante, have you ever been to the park here in Germany, or even at the park in your place? Which kind of animals did you meet there? And how are they treated?
I think we here they call them zoo, yeah? Yeah, and I think when you have kids, that is a place that you cannot afford to miss, because it's amazing, and sometimes they have nice activities for the kids as well. I think the biggest animal park that I've visited is in Nuremberg. It is a big one. Actually, I think it is the second biggest. And they have all sorts of animals. They have the lions, they have the cheetahs and all that. Elephants, they have all kind of animals, dolphins, the dolphins that they dance, and they also have the dolphins that do therapy for the disabled kids. Also, they have that, and it is also amazing to see how these animals, when they are treated good, they can also be help, a very big help when the kids are sick. So because like the dolphins ones, if they are really trained, they can be very nice for therapy for the children that don't walk nicely, or for what do we call them, a vaccine.
Adults.
that have injuries of the spine. I don't know the connection with it, but it is there, and they really help. So yeah, they have all kind of animals, and just like we have, but most of them you see, like this one is from South Africa, like its roots is from South. Most of them actually they come from the African and the Asian world.
Wow, very interesting. Actually, the zoo or the park, the animal park, one of the animal parks that I've visited here in Germany, one of it was in Sachsen, Halle and der Saale, where my husband is born. And it's unbelievable that in the animal park, I met chickens, goat, sheep, and my kids were laughing all the way.
And
They value those animals to an extent that they put them for historic reasons in the park.
Yeah.
And even animals like dogs, because they usually make the old people or people who have maybe disability to do some exercises. For example, if an old lady or an old man has a dog, she or he has to bring that dog for a walk to get some fresh air, to make sure that it takes its poo outside. So it makes them busy, it makes them exercise so that they don't have to be dormant and all that. Have you experienced such situations in your area?
Yeah, they keep all the animals that we used to meet at our social's place, the cow, the pigs, the goats. They have all those animals in a national park for the animals, and there are people who have never seen that, and so that's why they have them there, so that there are people who have never seen goat, they don't know where goats are, and so the kids, they come there to learn, and because for them this is, and it's not like us. We have those now that grow in Geshagi's form of houses here, but not many. You can imagine the town kids that have never even seen a goat. So they have the chance to go and see them, all of them there. And it's amazing for us who come in Africa just to see such animals being there to be seen, and somebody to pay to come and see a cow.
You can imagine. You can imagine. So thank you so much for joining in. Sally Kraus. Hi, Waresh. Hi, Sally. Good to see you. Good to see you too. I was there last week to a monkey's zoo, and the way they are kept. Wow, respect. Yeah, it's total respect. They treat those animals very well. Joseph Njoroge, a person who's looking a pet, and more specifically a dog, what are the requirements or what are the considerations I should put in place? Tante. Njoroge is asking you a question. That question is specifically for its written Tante.
Also, I have not done enough research because I don't have them. But the most specific one is that you have to prove that you are able to feed the animal. So you must be having a job, it's not a well job because the animal foods here are very cheap. But you have to prove that. You have to prove that you can be able to be taking your dog for the doctor's appointment, for the insurance that is being talked to. Because if that dog happened to bite a child or any other dog, then mostly here that you don't deal with the person to person, you deal with insurance to insurance. Which insurance do you have? So insurance yangu ikulipe ama ni yako itanilipa. So those are the things that you really need to prove that you can be able to have that. And they also have the chance that maybe you can buy that dog, and in between you feel like I don't have enough money or something like that. They don't just let kama Kenya, you just iachilia tu uko iende ikahaso mifupa. You have to take it back to it's like a children's home. They have animals, homes. You take it there, and you give it back there. You say, at the moment I can, like most of the, during the corona time, so many people gave the dogs away and the animals, and so many people took the animals again in the house because people are staying indoors, and the only good reason one had to go out is when you're taking your dog to go and poo and all that. So you had a chance to be outside, or a reason when you meet with the police to say, I'm just taking my dog for a round, or evening round, or the morning round. And there must be so many reasons of you being eligible to have that dog. But as well, if it comes a time that you cannot be able to take care of it, so again, you are allowed to take it back to the children's home, not to the animals' home.
Animals' home, yeah.
Yeah.
As you've heard, Njoroge, that one has even to pay the insurance for that animal if you decide to keep a pet. So, and Tante, have you ever heard of these people who keep pets, snakes as pets?
Oh.
I remember when I was in Berlin, I happened to be walking in some streets, and I saw this picture that they usually put outside the doctor's office, the veterinary doctors. It was drawn a snake. I think you have ever seen that sign anywhere, maybe. And I was like, maybe somebody is trying to advertise a snake that is lost, or they're trying to say that this place is dangerous. There are snakes that we should not go close to that place. Only when I came to learn the German language and to understand it very well, that I came to read the poster and see that it was saying that that place is office for the veterinary doctor. Or where the snake can be taken for treatment, for checkups, and so on and so forth. Can imagine?
The first thing for me that scared me at first was the chemist. You know, the chemists in Germany, all of them, they use the sign of a snake. You know, the plus and, and a snake crossing it. And I was like, hey, how can so I was telling myself, I will never enter these satanic rooms. I don't know what they are. I cast them, you know, for us, we know snakes are you know they are
it's a bad sign,
they are demonic, they are bad signs. But later I come to learn that is, you know, it has the scientific way, you know, the reason why they use that sign. And it has the biblical way side, you know, the first medicine was made, it was after the first, you know, bite of a snake. I don't know, a lot of, and I've also done a video that is going to be releasing very soon of, you know, we have our Zungu with a lot of fantasy with these animals. They have,
we can't wait.
Animals that you cannot imagine. And the video will be coming soon. After we did your video with you, somebody said I do a video about, you know, the live online dating. And those are places that you meet these people with a lot of fantasy as well. And I remember we went to visit a lady, and she was telling me, you see that neighbor of mine? We're just sitting outside and we are grilling. And she tells me, imagine she wanted me to be her friend, and they have a big snake. My first step was my legs went up, and I said, where is the snake? They said, it is always there outside. I said, have you ever seen it? Yeah, it's a big one. Me even watching a snake on the TV, it's a problem. And you hear people here keeping those snakes, and it is amazing. We have a lot of all sorts of animals that these Wazungus keep, and for us it is not normal for some of these animals to be in our house. Like for me, I think if my husband will opt to tell me that one day he wants to bring a snake in the house, I will tell him it is not a problem, but the divorce paper will be on the table. You sign before you bring it, because we are not brought like that. And there are this, and I cannot share, you know, a house with it. I think I cannot even sleep. I cannot even sleep.
It's true. I can imagine. Our viewers are saying, okay, Sally Klaus, Yes, by the way, they are shocking. And Sifira Njoroge, I can't wait. Sifira Njoroge is saying that she can't wait for your new video.
Yeah, it is. It is
Some people
coming.
were waiting for the video. You
Yeah, it
can
is.
imagine. Okay, I once had a story, Tante, of these married people. Like it was a marriage between a Mzungu, a white person, and an African lady. And some of the reasons that they were in the process of being divorced, and some of the reasons the man was suggesting or badly wanted divorce was because that the lady does not love his pets.
Yeah,
He
it
could
is a
not
reason.
eat. He was only crying all the time. She doesn't like my pets. She doesn't feed my pets. If I happen to go to work, she doesn't take care of them. So, do you think
Mhm.
that that divorce would be granted on that ground? Or
Yeah,
what's your
oh,
take?
of course, definitely. Haraka
Mhm,
tena. Even if she goes and meet a judge who loves animals,
mhm,
that one is it is, you know, it is just like kids. You know,
mhm.
we face them as animals, but for them, these are family members. So if you love me, you have to love me. It is just like when you don't want to love your step kids.
Yeah.
It is a reason of a divorce automatically. So
Mhm.
ita go through.
Wow. It is like the way you usually say, ukipenda ng'ombe, upende pia kamba. As
Yeah,
in, you,
those are like, you know, it's and you know, sometimes I always say, you know, one thing with the mzungu is a straight person.
Mhm.
When you're dating, he will put things that he cannot do without, and things that he can opt to do without
Mhm.
for their relationship. And most of them, they say animals, these, you know, these are my animals, and you're lucky that your husband was able to weigh between children and the animals. We have others, they say, it is me the way I am, my animals, my snake, my elephant, my dog, you take it or not. And when you're
Mhm.
in the struggles, that is what I was explaining in that video. Sometimes you start saying, let me try, maybe it can work, maybe it cannot. My friend,
Mhm.
you will try. You cannot separate those two people with the thing. You will say,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
if
true.
I
It's
go
true.
there,
You're right.
you know,
Mhm.
anipende atasahau animals, utakaa
Mhm.
hapo kigoja sahau animals.
Utangoja sana.
We utatembea
Yeah.
wache tu hapo hivyo. And you
Mhm.
know, and sometimes you see them, you know, having this passionate time with the animals and all that.
Mhm.
We unakaa hapo tu ukisema next I feel like, you know, apana, just know that this person I'm going to love, it is either you have to ask all the cards, akuekelee za red na za white na za yellow hapo kwa meza.
Mhm.
This one I can do without, this one I cannot do without, and we are good to go. I know of a lady that she had opted to stay with a guy with um, not snakes. What do we call these ones that keep changing colors?
Chameleon.
Chameleons. The
Mhm.
guy had so many chameleons kwa nyumba.
I don't think I
Yeah.
can sleep. I don't
And
think I can sleep.
so in the struggle, so the lady decided, I'm going to stay.
Uh-huh.
But do you know alifukuziwa nini? Walikosana na huyo mzungu kwa nini? After wewe umejitolea, umeumia, umekaa huko na makamilion,
Mhm.
alifukuziwa tu dawa ya meno. You know, because the mzungu has a way of folding the dawa ya meno. You just don't go pushing kila pahali.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the mzungu was mad. So
Wow.
for them,
Mhm.
there are things that you can do and wakusamehe, and there are things you can do na wasipokusamehe. So for them, it is either this way. If there is a compromise, they are very good at doing it. But if
Mhm.
ukiona hapo hakuna compromise, if akikwambia mimi nitakaa na utu tupanya twangu,
Mhm.
wewe it's either ukae na panya, you feed them, ujue kuzipikia tunyama na tumichele, na ujue timetable, then you're
Wow.
good to go. If you don't do that, then my friend,
Mhm.
you better look for the next train to go back to where you came from.
Wow. Atoti, thank you for joining in. She's saying hi to us. Hi, Atoti.
Hi, Atoti.
We salute you too. Sally Klaus, my neighbor, their pet died, and the owner of the flat didn't want another dog. So they opted to buy a mouse. Oh, okay. White in color, and I'm not trying to visit them soon. What's your reaction about mouse? Do you like them?
Me?
Yeah.
I would not.
I mean,
Wewe ushaiona
they're
utotupanya?
not dangerous. Yeah. To
Have
avoid
you ever?
kwanza.
Eh?
I had a girlfriend, the place where my life in Germany started, that is Frankfurt Oder. I had a girlfriend, and he also had a boyfriend in a very esteemed position. The guy was a lawyer. But guess what? He had pets, rats, and they were white in color. I would not go near them. Before I could visit her, or before she could visit me, I used to, and are you coming with your boyfriend with the rats? Because they were put in a place like in a cage, and he would carry them along most of the time. So I used to ask her, are you coming with your boyfriend? And if you're coming with him, is he coming with his rats? Because I was so afraid of them. How do you relate that?
Personally, me, I've told you, animals for me, it is either meat, it is either milk or eggs. Nini ingine? Ama ikule wezi huko nje. Those three things. That is, in the house, I cannot keep any pet. I would not sleep. If I get so disturbed because of a fly that inzi mingia tu kwangu niko nikihunt nikapanya kapita chini ya kitanda yangu, I cannot sleep with those things. Me, I don't love animals in the house.
Okay.
And mostly to animals to kutembea hivi huku chini chini.
Wacha zako tante nitakuletea parrot.
No, I think I would. I don't know, but I think, but natural. I know of some parrots that used to be with another German, and he could not hear. That's why I'm saying, here they keep all these animals because of some reason. The lady could not hear.
Yeah.
So, and the parrot, when he would be visited by the, what do you call them? The nurses who come in the morning and wash and wamwekele kwa kiti where he would sit, yeah? Next to her was a phone. So if he's called, because he does not hear, the parrot would jump and come and, and cracks, inasugua the lady, inamharahara. And the lady would know it is the phone that is ringing. And she would pick the phone and write with the, connect it with the laptop. And she would start talking with those people and write everything. And those are the things that make these people to put such animals in the house, because they can be of great help. As I told you, we have dogs that are trained to help the blind people here. There are dogs that are help for the people who have epilepsy, yeah, and they stay alone. They have dogs that are trained that if they have this, they fall down, that the dogs will touch an alarm, and the ambulance will come in the house.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So for them, some of these dogs, they are very great help to them. And if you, I always say, dog, they can give back the feeling they get from you very fast. So if you treat them nicely, if you train them and treat them like part of the family, they give that back very well.
Wow. Trizamboro enjoying the talk. We are happy about it. Sally Klaus Lo, huyo alikuwa na zake toothpaste anaacha mtu. Yeah, it's true. There are some wazungus and some Germans started. I know you know about them. Something very small wanna break relationship. I remember one of my girlfriends who happened to be in a relationship. She told me, okay, they were in very good terms with that guy, but one day, I don't know what she did. The guy said, it is over. It is over. Pack your things and go. Sorry, or it's not like
anashtuka ati juu ya dawa ya meno. Kuna mwingine alifukuzwa juu ya kula slice 3 za mikate.
Anasema huyo alikuwa na zake.
Kuna wengine wanakufukuza juu ya kula hata slice 3 za mikate, yeye anashtuka na dawa ya meno.
Nakwambia. And then the relationships here are not back at home. Like, no. At home, if mkikosana, if you're not in good terms with your partner, or you are in a marriage and you have an issue, you can always invite outsiders to come and help you solve the problem. Here,
Mhm.
would you, Tante, please talk about it? Do they invite other parties to come and help them solve them their maternal problem or their relationship problems? Have you
Not like
like
for
we do
them,
at home, ati
the
nitakuita
partnership.
wazee?
Yeah, partnership for them is for two people.
Mhm.
You know, if they try with that person, it is the counselor they try with, not just any friend. For them, they would go for counseling, such things, and they always say if for them it doesn't work between the two, even if that person comes, cannot help them, because the only thing that made them come together, it was two of them. So if it doesn't work, then most of them don't see the reason of looking for the third party. We have those that have still believe, my mom is the best. If my parent would give me an advice, I would take it. But most of them, they make their own decision. It is in the morning, and when love is finished, love is finished.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, TV. I can't keep pets. No way. Okay, TV is saying that he can't keep pets. Sally Klaus, I will put cat or dogs or birds like parrots. My kids want a dog so bad. Wow, that is very nice. But be ready to be taking it outside every time. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
a kind of activity that you engage in. You have to make yourself busy, and it makes fun. Okay, TV, niko njiani, but I will join you guys shortly. Animals, no. Okay, TV is saying no to animals. Sally Klaus, okay, TV, I'll definitely visit you later. That is nice. Ha 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 ha. Slice tattoo, geez. Well, then need to visit more to hear more. Okay, TV, hello to you, okay, TV. Tante Africa, I used to hear. I once saw on the television. There is this Muzungu who used to put a skeleton, like a skeleton of a human being, next to him. And when he was asked what is it all about, he used to say that that is his pet, or he feels as if he's being comforted by the skeleton. What do you think about it? Can a skeleton be a pet, or it's something different?
These people, they have a high believe. When they believe on something, we've seen here on television some of them marrying, my car, a tree,
Okay.
all those fantasy that you cannot imagine. If as we do it, you would think that person is, ni mwenda wazimu. It's crazy, but for them, they respect each and every person opinion.
Mm-hmm.
For me, you can imagine nimekuja kwako kukula kafi, uniambia na tunaishigi na this is my friend.
I have
And
visited
then
you
you
with
show
my
me the
friend.
skeleton.
My pet, a skeleton.
Yeah, the next thing I will start thinking is where is the next exit? Yenye nitarukia mbio.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, it's normal. It is normal. It is a skeleton. It is a friend. Whether they have their own language they talk with, they discuss things. So the rest of the things you've tried to tell, or it is things that you cannot really.
I'm sure those with the skeletons, especially at this period when we are near Halloween, they are so much happy about it that our viewers, please tell us, can one have a skeleton as a pet, or what do we call it? Give us opinion. How do we call it? Is it a pet? Is it I don't know. Can we put it in the category of human beings and call it a friend? Or what do you think about it? Do you know, Tante, that even pets are paid for ticket? Like when you get to the Straßenbahn, when you get to the train, you have to pay for the ticket. Not forgetting the aeroplane. You have to pay for that extra place.
Yeah. We have people who pay a lot of money when they are going for holiday to live there. There are this Dogs Hotel. you know, like dogs are, what do we call them? You know, dogs boarding school, you know, boarding holiday, when the family is going for holiday. And so they are taken there to go and stay there until the families come back. And it is not cheap, I tell you. It is not cheap. They have even, you know, people who take their dogs to the salon, you know, like once a week or twice a month, you know. And yeah, I think I would go crazy. You know, sometimes I always say, even if I would be blessed, I think there are some things there are some fantasy I cannot try.
Okay.
They would not go well with me at all.
Okay, let's hear from our viewers. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that one you already read. Hello. Sari Kraus is saying shindwe to the skeleton. Hiyo ishindwe kabisa. I would also not accept it. And there is also another place to add weight onto that, what you've just said, Tante. I remember we were in a certain place with my husband, and I saw a car that was written Hunde Pension. And so I started imagining written Hunde Pension. I mean, dogs should go for pension or what? And then I asked my husband, oh, what does it really mean? It's like a place where they go, like a holiday place. When you go for holiday, you can bring them there and they are taken care of. Yeah, they have places where you can bring those dogs, you can bring those pets, and you have to pay for it. Never heard of this with skeleton, but I know those men who put the woman like. Our next point. Tante, have you ever heard about it? Those people who marry the pupe? What are they called? These things that are put in the shop.
The dollies. The
dollies.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about it? They get married to them. And,
yeah, it was one time introduced in Kenya. What was it called? It had a funny name. Samantha.
Okay, Samantha.
Yeah, it was there in Kenya. The China people had started bringing this the big dollies and selling them to the single men. The Samantha. There's also a Kenyan musician who sang a song about Samantha Agake, something like that. It was that bad. I don't know. People are just crazy. I mean.
Yeah.
It is. I also wanted to tell you what is I find very I don't know, but they also have the animals Bestatter. Okay. You know that? Yeah.
I've never seen it.
And yeah, they also have. There are also graveyards only for animals. Yeah.
So you have like to buy that place and bury it, or it's given by the government that when the pet dies.
Yeah, it is a place the government has given for the people to go and bury their animals, and you pay for it.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can opt that your animal be burned, and you be given the ash. Is it called ash or ash?
Ash.
You keep it or you just bury it. These things are difficult. Is it ash? Ash. Kizungu ilipotelea huku.
It's okay. It's not our first language.
Yeah, they have that. Have Bestatter. That when your animal when it dies in the home, you call those people like the mortuary people. Those are just mortuary people for the dogs, animals here in Germany. They come, they pick it, they go prepare it, they make a small coffin. You go bury your cat or your dog. You can go in internet. We have graveyards for animals.
Wow.
And I also saw some other people that when your dog is dead, they take the animal's hair, and then I don't know how they try it and mix with a different wax, and they make some beads, and they make for you like a chain.
Wow.
Or a bracelet. Then you have a remembrance thing for your for your animal. The love for the animals here is tremendous.
On that point, Tante, I remember, as I have told you, that my husband used to have a small dog, the ones that will have a lot of, are they called feathers?
No, the
Feathers
manuelas.
manyoya, yeah. So like he took a lot of photos of it, and he took the picture to the studio, and in every cup there's photo of this dog, some bottles that belongs to him. So you can imagine the connection that these people have with the animals. It is
Yeah,
very strong.
it is a very big connection, and it is not something you can really try to separate them from. They've grown up like that, and some opt, instead of having kids that are very expensive, that are dope, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
they opt for the animals, and it's okay with them. For us, we grew others, knowing, like the dog should go outside. Sometimes I always tell my daughter, I say, and I think our horse is, it's just using a lot of money we buy, and the horse riding things, from their shoes, from the trousers, everything is very expensive.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I say, no, our house is big. We can make it have many babies, and we sell the babies. And my daughter,
That is the story that I was talking.
that is a story.
That is the story that I was talking about, Shante.
My daughter would
Making
look at me,
business.
no, how are you? How can you say that? How can you say that? We just have, our Olivia to have babies so that we can sell them, and I
Yeah,
say,
that
yeah,
is
we're going to sell
human.
them and make money. And she would not understand. And I'm like, if it is my own opinion, then by now Olivia would be having 2 horses. This is that.
Unaleta biashara. Having babies and selling them.
Yeah.
Sally Klaus, oh yes, Samantha, I remember, very good memory. That's a wasted land. Sally Klaus anasema hapo mahali wanyama are being buried, that's a wasted land. I think the same too. And what
Huh?
about, okay, what about the donkeys and how animals are beaten at home? The donkeys, unaona mtu, yani somebody is beating that animal until the skin tears up and it starts bleeding. Are animals here in Germany beaten? Is there a law?
Oh,
Is
that
there a
is
law that govern how
yeah,
one treats animals here?
yeah,
Can one go to jail, or how is it, Tante?
yeah. They have the animal rules are very, very tough, very tough. And it's just like, you cannot just go and because your dog has done something and you hit it badly, or you just mistreat it. The people will we talk to the authority, and your animal is gone. And we also have these people that have the, what do we call them, uh, they defend the animals. They are the animals defender.
Animal rights, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Animal rights, yeah. And they are very, if they get such a information, is your cat, your dog is gone. Yeah.
Wow. So our viewers, you've heard that animals here are treated differently. And what I know of animals like dog, most of them are kept at home. They don't stay outside like we in Kenya. We put them for security and we put them outside. Actually, a big percentage of them are kept outside for security reasons. But here, about 99%, they are kept inside the house and they treat it as part of the family member. And you can imagine how it is to live with a dog at home. I don't know what's your opinion, our viewers. I remember my husband, when we had that dog, my husband used to tell me that it's like, okay, they are cut here and they are put something like a paper or a small ID, and it is stitched with it, so that whenever that dog is found on the street or whenever that dog gets lost, there is always a place that the doctors know, or they can check out and see this dog belongs to who. And if it is found in the streets, if you don't have a good reason, it means that maybe you had dumped the dog or you are not careful enough. It can be taken away from you and it will be taken to the animal's home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if it is to the extreme or the dog was very hungry and malnutrited, you can even have to face the law. Is it true, Tante? Do they
Yeah,
have
it is
a mark,
true. It is
with
true.
the name, or how are
That's
they
why they,
identified?
yeah, that's why they have an option that if you're not able to take care of the animal, you take them back to the home orphanage for the animals, and so you don't have to stay with your cat or your dog, your animal. And if the first one dies, and because you cannot just go throwing it somewhere, if it dies, then you have to bury it, or kwa garden yako or something like that. So if 3 or 4 animals dies in your hand, then you're given a verbot. Wie heißt denn verbot?
Forbidden.
Yeah,
You are
you're forbidden to put more animals in your home, and
okay.
Strictly forbidden to put animals.
Okay. I remember there is one story of a German guy who received like many gifts because he really loved pets, and he got so many gifts like the rabbits and the cats. Like he had 3 cats, 3 rabbits, and at a certain time the work became so overwhelming that he has to do a lot of things. And I was like, why don't you dispose them, or why don't you take them to the animals shelter or animals home? And he said, and I cannot, because I have to pay some money. Is there a fine that one has to pay for them to bring them to the animal home, or it's just free? What have you ever heard about it, Tante?
That one, I think if you
Is
have
it
a
just
good
dump
reason
them
why,
there?
yeah, if you have a good reason why you want to give them back, then I think they can take them without any asking for money, because if you don't have money to feed them. But what they usually avoid is that people take animals for 6 months and then they bring them again back, and that's why they do a lot of scrutiny when you're buying that animals. And that's why they try to, there are no black markets of buying animals in Germany. You know that it is forbidden to buy a cat. And in Germany, they you go for those orphanage to buy the animals, and at the same time you put it back. But people, because they know they will be so much scrutinized, they go to buying like in our neighboring countries, Romania, those countries, because their animals, they just go, they are not taken good care of. It's just like in Africa. But the problem, so the government has made that so difficult that if you bring that animal there, you have to prove where you got the animal from before it gets a veterinary card, before it gets like a number for the insurance. So they made that so difficult so that people can avoid going to buy those animals from the black market.
Wow, very nice information there. Our viewers, you can tell us what you think as we wind up. And Tante, how old is Olivia? Now we know Olivia is his
Well,
name.
Olivia is Olivia is it is almost the animal age. I don't know how they calculate, but it is almost at its 30s. But I don't know how they calculate. Me, I don't know. We usually even have a birthday. Did I tell you we have a birthday for Olivia?
Oh, okay.
And we do a baking of animal cake. With bananas, apples, and we mix with what do we call it? Some like things like Weetabix. Wow. And we bake and we nicely that day he gets something different for eating.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
Make sure you invite me during its birthday.
Olivia,
I will send a gift. So our viewers, you've heard how animals here in Germany are treated. It's not like the way we treat them back at home. You are not supposed to beat animals. You are not supposed to dump them anywhere. Thank you so much for joining in. Today, our guest was together with us here, and she also has a YouTube channel. What's the name of your channel? Please
Yeah.
tell our viewers.
Yeah, for the people that are watching, or for the viewers of Uncried YouTube channel, you can also run to my channel, Tante Africa Talk Show. And I'm Tabarikiwa. Subscribe, leave a comment. I've been somehow dormant, but I'm waking up very soon. A lot of videos in the cooking. Takuwa nikianza kuachilia sasa, and even for the old videos, just run there, watch one video, two, comment, leave a comment, and utabarikiwa sana sana.
Our lovely viewers, I tell you that Tante Africa has very nice content. Just go and show her some love. Go and like, go comment, share, and we will really appreciate. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining our live. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. And as I know that some of us are starting to get tired, some of them who are here in Europe or in Germany, some of them want to go and sleep and maybe prepare for tomorrow's activities. Thank you so much for joining our live. God bless you. Bye-bye. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.